Hello, I'm Tylah Tully and today I'm joined by Chariot Corporation Managing Director Shanthar Pathmanathan. Shanthar, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks, Tyler. Appreciate it.
So earlier this month, Chariot acquired a majority stake in a portfolio of hard rock lithium projects in Nigeria. Tell us about these projects and how Chariot got the opportunity.
Sure. So it was a trip to China. We visited China for a conference at the request of a pretty senior official in China. We met with the Chinese government as well. The government there takes priority over the business community. They gave us the blessing to go and talk to certain businesses. And the feedback was resoundingly that they wanted to buy lithium even during that downturn. So we were previously focused on the United States sector. Further feedback was they wanted African lithium over from their traditional supply bases of Australia and South America. In light of all of that, we honed in on Nigeria. Nigeria and Africa has been growing spectacularly during this downturn. So supply out of Africa is up 500% despite a 90% fall in lithium prices. And Nigeria in particular has become a bit of a hotspot for lithium supply growth. We were aware of the Continental portfolio. Our very close friend and competent person, Michael Cronwright, lives in Oxford, works for ERM. He'd worked on these properties before as part of the government's mapping project in 2018. We worked together with Michael and we locked in with the vendor, and we've done a deal to acquire the largest portfolio of lithium assets in Nigeria.
So what makes these projects particularly unique?
These projects are located in a hotspot for lithium right now, which is Nigeria. China, as I said, seems to prefer African supply. Nigeria is effectively a geological twin to Brazil. It was once upon a time connected as part of the same landmass, and then the Atlantic Ocean rifted. So the geology and the great finds that we've found in Brazil can now happen in Nigeria. So these properties in particular represent the largest portfolio. They're about 170 to 400 kilometres from the port of Lagos, which makes it suitable for shipment and trucking. The properties have all got multiple kilometre pegmatite systems, strike length of multiple kilometres. So very large scale potential assets for exploration as well. And all four projects have historically produced lithium through artisanal means. So the opportunity now is for modern exploration to create something of scale at these properties.
And what global markets does this acquisition give Chariot exposure to?
China specifically. So I had coffee recently with a director of a very big billion-dollar lithium company and asked him if he was worried about the slowdown in the US. And his answer resoundingly was no, because the Chinese market is so big that that's what their company needs to focus on, right? And it matters whether the Chinese market is growing at 20 or 30%, not whether the US market, which is so small, is growing at 5 or 20%. So for that reason, this will give us access to China. And that really is the dominant end market for lithium and for electric vehicles and for battery storage as well.
So when can investors expect some action on the ground at these projects?
We'll look to deploy at these four projects according to three different planks of activity. The first one will be to drill these because these are bona fide, potentially very large scale projects, exploration projects. Something like what Pilbara Minerals' Pilgangoora property would have looked like before it was drilled, or Sigma's Arasui property, which is a multi-billion-dollar mine in Brazil. Secondly, we'll look to continue the artisanal mining that's happening. So there are artisanal miners on the property right now, mining the properties, and the opportunity there is to work with our partner to get a revenue sharing agreement in the short term. Number three, we will look to get an offtake contract with a Chinese buyer, and that could entail some prepayment financing to develop a small-scale plant to produce something like $50 to $60 million of annual revenues for the company.
Well, Shanthar, it definitely sounds like a very exciting opportunity. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you, Tyler.
For more ASX news and analysis, subscribe below.